This channel is for immature audiences only. It is not for children, only for childish adults. We might play some video games that kids also like, but we say words like fuck and shit with alarming frequency and make crude, inappropriate, and morbid jokes all the damn time. Level 0 NPCs assumes no responsibility if your idiot spawn watches this and gets traumatized.
And then we're not doing one next week because Matt said he's not available.
Sorry?
Matt's not available next week?
Oh, I don't know. I guess he said, yeah, maybe he's not going to be available. Nope, you know, taking a break between...
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Between games is not
I'm back.
idea.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
We were just confirming, without you to be here to make it easy, that you're likely not going to be available next week.
Yes, I'm not. No.
Okay.
Yes, no. Yes, I'm not, no.
Yes, no, correct, not.
Maddening.
There was this. I saw this thing on Twitter about like how Canadians talk, and it's like, yeah, so you ask someone a question, they go, yeah, no, or they go, no, yeah, like what those mean.
Yeah.
No, yeah, or
I'm very much that way.
Linguistic structure.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I didn't start doing that till this year, and now I can't stop.
It's an inscrutable linguistic thing. The yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
And what's weird too is that it's so like rich in context where you will know whether someone means yes or no. But if anyone asks you to explain why you know, your brain will fucking catch fire. There's just no breaking it back down.
I feel like it's the one that comes at the end, but
Yeah, that's what they said on the Twitter. That's usually the end one that you go with.
yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh no!
I've definitely used yeah, no to mean affirmative, though.
Yeah, it's true. But that's actually not right.
It matters
but,
where
like,
you put it in the sentence.
Also what it's a response to, right? Like if someone is asking you to confirm a negative, then yeah, no.
Welcome the fuck back, everyone.
Yeah, we're leaving this in. Hey, everyone.
We've accumulated a lot of bad tape in the last 5 to 10 minutes.
How y'all doing? We finished a video game.
Listen,
this is the post game.
I need to bring up Yddras going to Nadam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so
Yddras
much.
went to Nadam and gave us a report back.
It looks
Like,
amazing.
Cool.
It looks incredible. Yeah. Oh, the little different shapes of dough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And you get the story behind each ditch. I love stuff like that. I love it.
Yeah. I'm glad you went.
Yeah. Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
I mean, you had your anniversary a while back.
Yeah,
but,
this was for your
I'm glad
birthday.
that you also got to go and check out a restaurant that you were thinking of going to. So
this is great. I'm so invested in your restaurant journey, and I'm glad we got some closure on that.
And thank you for including us in your decision making.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Weird people to put that on, but you know, we're here for you.
Hey, listen, and if you don't know what we're talking about and you're in this episode for some reason, and you still don't welcome, but also
welcome. Why but welcome.
We're on the Discord. Go to the Discord.
Don't worry, you don't have to understand. You can be here and confused. You are most welcome.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yddras is one of you. He's a PC, just like you.
That's what you are now.
One of one of you, and posted on the on the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord, join today. Go on, check it out.
I'll bust out the old Discord link graphic here for you.
Yeah,
it's on the screen. I didn't set up a thing for that.
Bunny Cake's boss used Hundo P last week. Like, this is huge. It's huge. Can we get a Hundo P Watch for that, actually?
This has been Hundo P Watch.
Thank you. Hundo P Watch. It's great. So
that
good.
Soundboard rules.
I'm a fan. I'm glad I did it.
I wonder.
Are we ready for some
Yeah. I thought of one, which I didn't write down, but I'll say it when the time comes.
Okay. Now is the time.
I don't know if I deserve to go first.
Are we addressing PC questions first?
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, let's start.
We must be speaking to a doppelganger because the real Matt would never say that.
Well, I don't know if I deserve to go first. Well, no, I actually feel genuinely bad because it was my idea, right? We were going to write our own questions, and then I just fucking didn't do it, and I just went on with my life, and I actually genuinely feel bad about that. So
I thought you were deferring to like the PCs, the people who ask questions that can't just ask questions of us randomly at any time. But it was more a question of like you didn't do your homework and you feel a little sheepish about it.
Yes, that is exactly what happened. Okay. Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Now.
So while I am a lot, and I understand I am a lot, and you're welcome to go and, find less if you want. But
there's a lot of evidence.
There's a lot of evidence for that. Yeah, I understand I'm a lot, but listen, I'm not a bad person, Do you know what I mean?
I'm just drawn that way.
I'm pretty great. All right, let's start with episode 27 because I like to give the people who ask the questions on the first episode because it's not popular to do so,
Mm-hmm.
Did you know, hold on. I'm just going to reload this. I just want to find out for sure if this is true.
Yep.
We had a comment on episode 27 that was done 10 hours ago from this recording.
Interesting. Recent addition to the family.
Yeah, pathetic but harmless. There is a question in it, though it is not phrased as an Amon Rasked question. So I think
it can be an honorary Amon Rasked question.
Let's do it. Yeah, and this is actually a little bit of trivia that we might that some of you might know. This is by Pathetic but Harmless, which this is what we do here. New commenter. There's nothing as heartwarming, charming, and downright goofy, but fascinating as the way Sierra rotoscoped and blue screened their animational way into the adventuring game Hearts at the beginning of the mid-90s, except for the case of Leisure Suit Larry. That was all hand-drawn, I think, and Freddie Farkas. Anyway, it must have been a blast to be a Sierra employee at that time. Was it ever known who actually was Roger Wilco in Space Quests 4 and 5, or who played Prince Alexander in King's Quest 6, etc.?
It's an excellent question. I am Googling it as we speak here, but
I very confidently don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Oh, who played Laura Bow, for that matter?
Well, yeah, right?
Someone can collapse on the ground with the best of them.
Oh, yeah. Whoever they did, kill it.
That was a really good feint. We loved it so much. We watched it dozens of times.
Many times, it is true.
To stop and ask yourself who that was is a really good question.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, so we'll get like Luke's on it.
I'm working on it. It might take a while. I don't know if that is well-known information.
Yddras confirmed that spider bites are NBD in Australia.
Oh,
yeah. Just keep it clean.
I'm glad I didn't offend anyone with my Wikipedia armchair research about it.
No.
Well, yeah, I even asked a follow-up question about that because, people say, oh, yeah, if you're not a child, then it's fine. But I wanted to know what size of child that, because what you're thinking about, for the most part, when you're asking questions like that is, well, how big is the person, right? Like, how much do they weigh or whatever, and in proportion to the amount of venom and stuff that is being injected. And I don't want someone to be like, oh, yeah, so if you're like, if you're like 100 pounds or more, you're fine. But if you're not, you're in big trouble, that kind of thing. Well, because some adults are like around that weight, right? But like they don't get thought of, and it's just like, oh, well, then I just died for no reason because everyone told me it was no problem, right? That type of thing.
I was definitely doing the research on it with the arrogance of a person who is 6.5 feet tall and 220 pounds. So I was really just like, oh, spiders are harmless. But yes, if you don't happen to be that large, like, and also there's spiders that'll fuck you up pretty bad. Like there's definitely a spider that can put a grown man in a hospital, you know, in a few corners of the world. But generally it's children, the elderly, or people with other medical conditions to which it's a serious life.
Even Yddras said like 50 pounds or less, bites are painful, but if you just go to you go to your doctor.
Yeah, so
go to your doctor's office.
That's the information that I was looking for, because it's like some stuff, like even with stuff like donating blood, like you're not supposed to donate blood if you're below a certain weight, and it's not even that light. So like but that doesn't often get publicized because it's kind of like, oh, well, they just assume everyone is like a certain height and weight, which I've always hated, because it just that's not my life and how I've lived it. So anyway.
So that's good information. Giorgio already burning us again in the comments as usual. our weekly burn. I'm not gonna give him the satisfaction and read it. I mean, I read it, but I'm not reading it out loud. I always read them because I think they're great. Bunny Cakes was like, hey, gotta cut Laura a break for being slow because that looks like slick tile. and she's got a massive dino femur in her purse. So true. So true.
Yeah, any woman or any person who's worn like super fancy shoes on that type of floor knows how just fraught that is. That just moving around.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, but I can guess.
I think we commented on it even in the time too.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no.
You got Yeah. Hey, you got an answer for pathetic but harmless yet?
I don't yet. I'm still working on it. I am still working my way through a number of sites. I read the Wikipedia entry on the development of it, and it confirmed that there were in fact live actors, and even showed a picture of the actors for Alexander and Cassima for that close-up shot that they did, and they said that it was Roberta Williams and I think Bill Skirvin who selected the actors for the shoot. But it is not yet given names for the actors.
They have to be in the credits, right? Like, they have to be.
You would think that, but
who knows?
I'm looking at the Moby Games credits now, so I'll get back to you on that one. Please continue.
Okay. Absolute mad lad, Landon Cowan. Amon Rask you a question. Always doing it in 27. That's the kind of that's what I love this guy for. I like, everybody's like, I'm gonna be safe and put it in the last episode. Not Landon. No, he does both. So, Amon Rask you a question. Let's assume we've started a band called Suit Boots. What's the music genre?
Ska.
I'd like to think we are a funk band, but I, as the band leader, would be Suit Bootsy Collins. I reserve the right to be entirely wrong in this hypothetical scenario. Nat Almiral has a a theory, but I want to know what you guys think.
I love the opener of let's assume we've started a band.
Let's assume. It's a good assumption. This is what we look for.
Whenever we get, I'm always grabbing the arms of my chair whenever Landon is asking a question. And that opener definitely put me way further on edge.
It's great. I love it.
It's good. It's good shit.
So funk. I don't know. You say ska, right?
I can't get Julia's answer of ska out of my head. I hate it so much, and I hate the name, and I hate the combination. It's just, I think it's got to be ska.
Well, that was actually Nat's answer to a big band ska specifically. with a whole brass section. So
you picture horn like suit boots, like
yeah,
there's a toot element to the name.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was also thinking ska, but if not ska, then I mean, considering the era that this came out, it's early '90s. I'm thinking maybe swing, because that was doing a real big like revival at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, was it!
I don't hate that as much.
Yeah. Little zoot.
I don't necessarily hate ska. Yeah. I'm not particularly fond of ska, but I do hate a ska band named Suit Boots. Not into it.
Suit boots and zoot suits.
Yeah, like I think we can have an element of funk in our sound. But I think we, sticking to a high brass quotient with a little bit of swing and a little bit of ska. I think we can really bring it. I think we're going to really define the sound of the 90s.
Right? Suit boots will become its own genre.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
So we're going to be Alanis Morissette?
Yeah. 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 Did I ever tell you guys about the time that Alanis Morissette babysat me?
I know the story. Julia might not.
Before.
Huh.
I'm not gonna get into it.
Huh.
Everybody's heard it so often that I don't even I can't even. And also I'm only about 50% sure that it happened.
There is an extent to which that truly is the story. Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah.
Matt's pretty sure that he was babysat by Alanis Morissette one time. And if you look at all the evidence laid before you, there's no reason it couldn't have happened. Mm-hmm. But there's also, it's really hard to confirm that apart from writing Alanis Morissette. And as I say that out loud, we do have Landon as a viewer. Please nobody bother Alanis Morissette about this.
Is she on Cameo?
No, but
Let's not sow those ideas.
I mean, she might be on Cameo. I don't think so, though. Yeah.
Viewers and specifically Landon.
Yeah, we were asking
Please
you
do not bother
reach out
Morissette.
to Alanis Morissette to ask her if she baby. She wouldn't even remember. She was she was young. I was a child and she was really young. So like old enough to be looking after kids, but like, and she was with her twin brother. That's the thing that gets me. That's the thing
supporting
right there.
Piece of evidence.
It's a very, very heavily supporting piece of evidence.
Was her name Alanis Morissette?
I don't remember. Okay. I thought her name was unique. Her name was unique and weird.
Okay.
And I do remember being a stupid child, and I do remember something about Atlantis. But again, I was not. She didn't care. She was. Anyway,
it's one of those things where if you happen to strike up a conversation with Alanis Morissette, you never know what people remember.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like something about that night might have lodged in memory, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you're that kid. That's crazy." Right? Like it's the sort of thing a person might remember.
Yeah.
But it's also the sort of thing a person might just forget about after decades.
But also, I'm at the point now with this story that I kind of don't want to know.
Oh, interesting.
It would be too sad to be wrong by this.
It would be really sad to be wrong. I think I might be really like devastated if I found out it wasn't true. So, yeah. On that note, we're done episode 27 questions. Let's move on to 28. Unless you got an answer, you probably don't have an answer. It's probably really difficult to find. That's
I'm working my way through. Yeah. It would be easier to find if I had like more time to do it and wasn't distracted by also trying to be available to answer questions.
No, of course, yeah.
Well, Roberta Williams is going to be at the Adventure Game Hotspot Fanfare, so I could spend the 2 precious seconds I might have with her to ask her. But I don't even know if I'll get the 2 precious seconds.
Who were the mocap actors for Alexander and Cosima?
Yeah. So yeah. If anything, I'll just thrust my Colonel's Bequest box in her face and say, "Please sign this," and then that'll be the extent of the interaction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Questions for glory. Blah Holson, perfect, flawless episode. Jared Joe says perfect episode. Yeah.
And a few other things, but we'll leave it at that.
And a few other things, because I'm not going to...
Thank you, we agree.
Yeah, we agree. Jared is the only PC who has ever admitted to giving us a thumbs down.
It's true. We respect
it.
I hate it,
we
but I
appreciate
respect
you,
it. Yeah,
we really
do. We do. We really do.
Mm-hmm.
Meat banana split. Here we go. We have an Amon Rask question, straight up. From I think they commented last week. It's from Julia Minamata. Do we know somebody like that?
I don't know. That's kind of an unusual name.
Sounds like a real freak.
Amon Rask you a question. Who was the best animal in the game? Barney the snake? Daisy the ferret? Nameless rats? One of the pickled ones? Spiny normal? The dermistid beetles? Other? I'm giving that a thumbs up.
I'm way on board with the question, who was the best animal?
Julia.
Ziggy.
This... that is an insult to animals.
If we're counting humans, the flapper in the bathroom.
Couch flapper, yeah.
Probably
MVP,
my favorite.
yeah, for sure.
Voiced by Jane Jensen.
I liked Crodfaller too, but it is more that I like what Matt made of Crodfaller than I liked it.
Julia, this question is inspired.
Thank you.
I love it. I hate all the animals in this
What?
game. Mm-hmm.
But
hate them.
Please explain.
I don't have to.
Okay, well that's fair. That is true.
You literally don't. There's no arguing with that
I can't
answer.
force you. Like, what am I going to do?
No one has to do anything.
No, I just find
it makes for a very unsatisfying response to the question. But
you could have just said nothing.
Matt here, fucking entering his. Oh God, what's the director of fucking Twin Peaks?
Oh, David Lynch.
The David. Yeah, my Matt David here entering his fucking David Lynch phase.
Okay. Here's the best animal. I hate the snake. I don't like the snake. And it's not that I don't like snakes. I actually really like snakes. I just found that snake to be uninspiring. Okay?
Okay.
Am I wrong?
Well,
that's fair.
The ferret
argue.
had charms.
Yeah.
The ferret had charms. The rats were stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the ferret deserved to have more of a role in the
agree.
Game than just
I agree.
The
around.
animals were very dangerous, all of them, except Daisy the ferret.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was expecting Daisy to do something of value instead of just like showing up every once in a while, like carrying something.
Yeah.
Based on the other animals, I was half worried that she would tear us to pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Like, yeah, the animals were curiously lethal, and they were the source of a lot of the double bluffs of like, oh, it's not the snake catching thing yet. You got to use the snake oil first, or you didn't throw the cheese far enough, and then an animal eats you. I like them all for different reasons. I like the dermestid beetles because they were very sort of like the Mummy. You know, like Brendan Fraser's The Mummy. I was sad that Barney lost a fang, and also I don't know if that's anatomically sound for that to happen during a snake attack.
It's fair. Yeah. Yeah,
I generally unlikely. I had a rattlesnake head bola tie. It was like a real thing. Got it in Arizona. And those fangs are pretty robust. Like, I don't think they would come off easily in a bite. Like, those things bite frequently for the purpose of killing and eating things. So,
I think Daisy was the most likable. She was sort of at worst a nuisance.
I think the porcupine got a real shit deal.
I mean, started dead.
Yeah,
Honestly.
started dead.
But for a stuffed animal, in the sense of a killed and stuffed animal, to get to kill a human,
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, sort of as relatively docile animals go, that are frequently killed in just fucking misadventures. Being being able to basically kill the Earth's apex predator, like, fuck yeah, good job. But
retroactively gets into Porcupine Valhalla.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it's got to be that one fucking ninja rat among the rats that just like climbs up and tears out your jugular and then Steve's.
That's pretty good.
Well, the rest of the rats just chill because they know that one rat is enough.
That what I have to assume is the same rat. Instead of jumping down the hole, there's a sort of fireman slide.
Yeah.
So there was a standout rat for sure. It's a good call out.
Yeah, absolutely.
The pickled unicorn was interesting. But I think my answer is the Beatles.
Yep. That was going to be mine, actually. Yeah.
Oh.
Very, very sort of hokey Egyptian murder mystery.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
They also had they were also for comedic effect too. Like we saw them kind of trot around. They had their own little musical track, like that little militaristic little drum beat, and they'd walk around just brandishing that stake. And it was great. I love that little touch. Just wacky, weird humor in this game.
I would assume that they'd have eaten that steak, considering the speed with which they ate all of your flesh. But I liked that you saw them every once in a while, just fucking parading the steak around. That was a nice touch.
It's actually a different steak every time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, another one by Julia. Wow. Okay. Amon Rask, question.
I did my homework.
Oh, you did. You really did.
I always do my homework.
Yeah. Amon Rask, a question. If you could save someone who died in the game by killing someone else, who would it be and why?
So you're trading a life.
Yes, trading a life.
Okay. Keep someone alive. So it has to be someone that died.
So I think it's pretty clear that we get the best ending if we wait till after Ziggy dies and then kill O'Reilly, right?
Riley is a solid choice to kill. There are, I think, probably a number of individuals who did not deserve to die.
I think we should save the pastrami sandwich merchant because we know he wasn't going to make it.
I'm not going to make it.
And trade him for, I don't know, like anybody that was in that room aside from Laura at the very end there during the coroner's inquest.
I don't think we should waste our one free life on him. I don't think he's going to make it.
He's
either
still not
way.
going to make it afterward. Yeah, fair enough.
I just
Then Laura's dad.
I think it's
Bring him back.
We don't even know he's dead.
We're gonna kill Laura's dad. Sweet.
No.
To
We're
save
gonna
who?
bring him back. We're gonna save him.
Oh.
He's
How disappointing.
But did he? Okay, I mean, we all think he's dead, of course, but do we think he's been dead since the first game, or did he die during the second game?
No, he
Laura's
was
actually half
he was
ghost.
A ghost.
He was always dead.
He was a ghost before the first game started.
Okay.
Yeah. I just think it's important to wait until after Ziggy's dead, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think there's a few people who I just don't think had that coming, who either just figured out who was killing people and died about it. Like, I felt quite bad that for Yvette.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Like, I don't think any of her schemes were something to die about. You know?
Sure. Yeah, well, I mean, Yvette wasn't really scheming. I mean, aside from, being promiscuous, there was really very little wrong with Yvette.
That's not even what I was referring to. She had a sort of circuitous aspiration to be the head of the museum, right? I think that's one of her goals.
Yeah.
But I think
that's not a scheme.
less of a scheme than a goal.
Really. Yeah, that's a goal. That's an aspiration.
I think she
it
would
was
have
a
been
scheme
good
for
at
everybody
it.
else. That's why I lumped it in there.
No, it's true.
No one deserves to die for wanting to be the boss.
I think
you
she would have
know?
been good
Actually,
at it too. She was an artist.
Yeah.
Like she.
I think that's a fair
you know?
distinction. Everyone was scheming to be the head of the museum. She just wanted to be the head of the museum.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, did Archibald, the guy who was eaten by the beetles, did he actually do anything other than find some stuff out?
No, I think he was innocent.
I don't even think he found anything out. I think he was just a convenient person for somebody to become.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, like the terrible thing he did really was fucking steal from the country of Egypt.
I don't think I'd save him.
Right.
Well, Pippin kind of did that. Like Pippin kind of stole from Egypt.
Yeah.
Was it Pippin Carter?
I
Was
wouldn't
he
pick Archibald over Yvette.
No. Let's save Yvette. That's what I mean. You wait until Ziggy's dead. And again, I can't stress this enough. You wait until Ziggy's dead, and then you kill O'Reilly to save Yvette.
Mm-hmm.
Can we kill Ziggy? Hear me out.
Okay.
Right away.
All right.
To save Yvette. And then just kill the detective for no reason.
You can, but
not for no reason, to save all the other people, I guess.
I don't think it's in the... I think it's a free kill. You know? I mean, I don't know the rules.
Well, it was going to happen anyway, right? Like, it was just, you just let the game go for a little bit. Just even not that very long, and he will die.
So if we... let's use our genie wish to kill the detective, right? We get one free kill, one free life. Detective for Yvette. That's solid. The detective was the biggest asshole. For sure. Yep. In particular, because of the way that he treated Yvette. So we save Yvette, kill the detective. That's fair. And then Ziggy will just be regular murder.
Mm-hmm. We just didn't move, as Matt said, we don't move before Ziggy dies.
Saying, you just got to let Pippin Carter and Ziggy die first. And then you make your...
Oh, yeah. I don't have a problem with Pippin Carter dying. He was genuinely horrible. Like, I think probably if I had to break it down, he maybe didn't deserve to get murdered. But I didn't like him. I'm not sad that he's dead.
No. And I think it would be lovely if Yvette could live and she could meet the Flapper and they could have a whole series of fun adventures and we could play that game.
Yep. Got to introduce those two.
Now that's a game. That's a game.
Just a 1920s Thelma and Louise.
Oh, yeah. Just going on a murder spree.
Don't worry, the Flapper's going to sneak into the museum one night and reverse Medusa Yvette.
Now that's a game.
Mm-hmm.
Flapper Quest. All right. Hey, I have an Amon Rasked question. All right, you ready?
Do it.
All right. Actually, this is more of a question for Glory, honestly, if I think about it now.
You don't have to try hard to get it. Like,
yeah. Okay. All right. Who'd win in a fight? Graham at his peak?
King Graham.
King Graham. Well,
okay.
Let's assume his peak was when he was not a king.
Okay. Or I don't know. He was fucking ripped in King's Quest V.
He was. That's true. He might have been. Whenever his peak was. Peak Graham versus Sonny Bonds at his peak. Shirtless.
Do they have all of their... Okay, yeah, go ahead. Go on.
Shirtless, empty inventory.
Okay.
Bare knuckle fight.
That was an important question.
Bare knuckle fight.
Graham, for sure.
Bare knuckle fight. Graham? We going Graham?
I really think so. I think Sonny Bonds could fight as dirty as he wanted, and I don't think it would work.
Like, Graham did have a heart attack in King's Quest 4, so maybe if this...
But this is at his prime.
Yeah, but you said his prime was in King's Quest 5, but that's after heart attack.
I said...
That's he was in tremendous shape, and he still had a heart attack. You're right.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe but he also... He had a lot of adventures in him before that heart attack, right? Like, yeah, his heart had only so many beats. Maybe he spends twice as many fighting Sonny Bonds. I think he doesn't die of a heart attack fighting Sonny Bonds.
To be fair, though, actually, really, and he had, like, one really, big adventure, and then he went on the adventure to find Valanice, and then he had... And then, we went on to Gwydion, and by the time that Gwydion came back and we found out that he was Alexander, like he had his heart attack at the start of King's Quest IV. So he didn't have that much adventure in him.
That's true, and he had like basically grown children by that point. Like they were.
So he's an old guy, and he's living in medieval times. So like, yeah, when is his peak exactly? Yeah, I think that's what we have to nail down.
I think his peak, if I'm being honest, is probably King's Quest II, right?
So
yeah,
Bond's
probably beginning of King Quest II ish.
Yeah.
Bond's passes his. He gets through police training.
Yeah.
Right. He becomes a police officer, and there is, there are physical fitness exams, but we have all met police officers who have not been at their peak at any point during their police career. It's just a normal job that people can get, and a big part of that job is driving around in cars and shooting people with projectile weapons. Graham has to walk everywhere. So I'm definitely betting on the guy who...
Graham is also a trained knight. Like, before he became the king, in the beginning of King's Quest I, he was just some knight.
Right.
In Daventry, right?
Right.
Without the gun and without the car, Sonny Bonds is just a guy who passed one test that had a physical component to it, right? Whereas King Graham is a guy who thinks nothing of walking for like 100 miles and fighting a dragon and
okay
and death itself.
Yeah.
We're talking King's Quest 2 Graham as being the peak, so that's like he's Sir Graham still. I feel like though, looking at what Daventry's like in King's Quest 1 and King's Quest 2, it's like he's a knight during peacetime or something. Like there's no mention of any kind of conflict or war. So I feel like he could have just been a cushy knight by title. I didn't see.
Also, let's keep in mind that every single monster, regardless of its size, that Graham goes up against, he fucking dies. Unless he can outsmart them, he's not beating them.
He's not. Yeah, he does not vanquish them in combat. He always has his little tricks.
Well,
Bonds, this is true. Sonny Bonds has overpowered people physically. It's true.
But he also gets whacked by people too, though, right? It's same sort of Sierra rules. It's win or die every time.
Usually it's a gun or a knife that takes Sonny Bonds out, to be fair.
That is true.
I don't think that's necessarily beats monster.
No, and I'm with you. I'm just throwing some stuff out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sure that Graham has ever overpowered a monster, however.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
Bonds has a chance if he's got like the sucker punch, right?
Yeah.
If a sucker punch is going to do the trick. I just don't think a sucker punch is going to do it for King Graham. I think it will be like chopping down a tree with your bare hands.
And let's keep in mind, like Graham was king in King's Quest 2. He was, because he got it at the end of King's Quest 1. But he has no subjects. His Daventry's pretty empty in King's Quest.
Well, he has those two starving people that he gave the endless bowl of soup to. Those are subjects.
That's true. You're right.
Like, Graham's not going to fight dirty,
Yeah.
He's not going to do anything interesting. He's not an interesting guy. I think he has a certain durability about him that's going to be hard to overcome with surprise.
Okay, all right. I will...
especially if they're squaring off bare-knuckle boxing, right?
Okay, what if we substitute Sonny Bonds for John Westland from Codename Iceman, an actual spy?
Oh no, he's definitely going to win.
I think he's going to do something clever. Yeah, probably.
Okay, so that's the difference between a cop and a spy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You taking out King Graham.
I think Westland wouldn't be there unless he had a plan.
Yeah, he's also a Navy commander who is, like, I'm pretty sure, like, SEAL trained or some shit like that. So
right, yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's good to know.
If Graham also had SEAL training and, like, was a master plan, then yeah, he's just physically bigger, so he'll probably win. But yeah, I'm betting on
I really
I'm
wish
betting on the spy in that one.
that there was a better game with John Westland in it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, there should have been more Codename Iceman. There should have been more Iceman to enjoy. That wasn't like more fucking submarine simulator.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like the best parts of that game was the start and the end, and all the submarine shit in the middle was no good. All right,
that game was a real thick sandwich, and the bread was the best.
yes, it was.
Oh, man, I've heard Luke say some hurtful things.
It's good bread. It's good bread.
Okay, I got another question for Glory from Amberling. Glory. Fuck, I love that. God, I love that theme. God, it's so good. Speaking of meat bananas, what's your favorite odd food combo? Have we ever addressed the odd food combo thing on here? I
feel like we may have at some point. I feel like the one that I'm going to recount is something that I may have spoken about on the show before. But...
as long as it's not the bees. The pickled bees.
No. I've told that story, obviously, but no, that's not a combination. I mean, I guess it's a combination, but it's presented as a single food. So
I still
pickled bees
one
and
of the
whatever
only times
else.
in my life I almost blacked out.
Yeah, it's just like that's the combination that's weird. Pickled bees and anything, a bagel. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, they were in a rice ball, I think, ultimately. Like, that's how they prepared them.
It's still the funniest thing ever.
It is.
I think what really caught me off guard is... I think Luke and I were comparing the strangest things we'd eaten, and the one I had was a big sloppy alligator meat sandwich. Just an alligator meat sandwich that I ate. I didn't really even know that alligators were edible, but anyway. And I thought I really had something with that. And then Luke came back with pickled bees. And I thought my lungs were going to collapse. Like, I was getting, like, tunnel vision. I was, like, leaning on, like, a bowl. Just, like...
It's really...
one of the hardest
times. It's so magical because I think both of those words are just inherently funny.
Yes!
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It was like he cast hideous laughter. Like I was like I was beside myself with how funny it was, but in real terror that my body was shutting down.
If you'd like to hear the story about when I ate pickled bees, that is in Quest for Glory 5. So go find it.
Find it.
Go watch the whole thing.
Somewhere in there.
Yep, it's in there.
But favorite food combos. Odd food combos.
Yeah, I'm racking my brain.
Odd food combos. So
I have an unusual relationship with food in that, like, I'll just eat, like, ingredients out of the fridge for their nutritional value when I am feeding myself.
Well, do you have?
It's all odd combos. It is just whatever is in the fridge in any order.
But that's not so much like you are eating that combination because you enjoy it as much as it just happens to be what you are eating.
Yeah, they're not combined before my stomach.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, like I like dipping frozen grapes in lemon juice. But that's not that odd. That's not that odd. It
doesn't feel that odd. Like, it's not something I would have assumed I should do, but it's not something I recoil at.
It sounds like another, like, one of your home remedies.
Yeah, except the only thing it does is raise my blood sugar.
Yeah, that's fair. When I was in community college, many moons ago, I was at the cafeteria, which is where I was most of the time at community college because I skipped most of my classes and wasted a lot of my parents' money before I went to real college and skipped many classes there, but somehow also managed to graduate. I was eating French fries one day, and also had, or maybe a friend had, because I don't think I ever bought them on my own because I'm not so much of a fan of these little candies called Good and Plenty. Those of you who are not familiar with them, they're like a candy coated black licorice. So in order to disgust my friends, I took a Good and Plenty and I shoved it into the long end of it was one of those sort of thick, sort of Wendy's style French fries. And then I ate the French fry with the Good and Plenty lodged in it, and it was surprisingly okay and pretty good. So I continued to eat that combination for the rest of the day. Black licorice and French fries.
That does make a certain amount of sense to me as a person who loves salted licorice, but also there's the whole thing about dipping your fries in the milkshake. That's sort of the classic weird combination that sort of works.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Salt and sweet.
This is salt and like whatever you would describe black licorice as, though. I don't think sweet is quite the right word for it.
There are a number of things that I have eaten that you don't see out of certain contexts. There are certain things that get made for a church potluck, for instance, and I haven't been to church in years. But I'll be somewhere and like with like my brother or something, and he'll go, "Ooh, church squares." And it's just like miscellaneous squares of bullshit that people have put on a thing. They're not good, but you load the plate up with them because you're a little scavenger pastor's kid and you scarf those things down.
What's in a usual church square?
I mean, I couldn't really. Dates, but they're not date squares. It's just more of an adhesive component to sort of put you in the ballpark. Walnuts
and like graham and shit like that. Graham cracker stuff.
Yeah, the friendliest example is the Nanaimo bar.
Yeah,
for anyone familiar with what a Nanaimo bar is. But there's a food that I've only ever eaten in one context. Earlier, I was talking about cabbage farming being a humble trade. My grandfather on my father's side was a cabbage farmer. He was a farmer of many things. He kept bees, he raised cattle, but cabbage was a big thing, and he made sauerkraut. And my grandmother made a sauerkraut salad that is really hard to describe. It contained sauerkraut and other things such as onions, but was sweet. It was a sweet sauerkraut dish that was an omnipresent side. But after both my grandparents died, there's no one making Gordon Hicks's sauerkraut. That was, that went with them, so to speak. And I don't know if the recipe exists anywhere. So it's like, I don't think it's a thing that anyone made otherwise. I think it was maybe just something that she invented. And it was a genuinely weird food combination because it's sauerkraut made into a sweet salad that is like a side dish.
Yeah, I can't really imagine that. Although sauerkraut, to be fair, is a very common Atlantic Canadian thing. Like there's a whole sauerkraut from Lunenburg thing, right? Like, but
it's you could compare it to like sweet pickles was sort of the reason one would put it on the side of your plate kind of thing, or like a relish or something like that. But that's one of the weirder food substances that I used to eat regularly, and I enjoyed it. I'm omnivorous though. I'll eat anything.
My parents, via probably my grandparents, had a dish that they created semi-regularly, and I've managed to do like once at home myself, which was basically like short ribs and sauerkraut, and I think there was some sugar component because I don't remember it being particularly sour either. That might be something of a meatier analog to that. But yeah, I'm starting to get a mental image of it. It sounds kind of nice to me, actually.
Yeah,
I liked it. It's unusual, not unpleasant though.
That's the whole point of the question, right?
I get really adventurous, but whenever I test things, they're not usually that good. They're not horrible, but
As an example.
I don't know. I'll just try I'll be like, I wonder if I put jam on my my pork, because like applesauce, and then you eat it and it's like, it's fine. It's fine.
I went to put hot sauce the other day on a smoked meat sandwich just because I was making sandwiches and I had lots of hot sauce, but I put Cajun sauce on. I did not really realize that the one that I had opened, I got a little sampler thing of hot sauces for Christmas that I've been working my way through, and the one that happened to be open was Cajun. And normally, again, I'll eat anything. I don't really care about combinations. Let me tell you, Montreal smoked meat and Cajun sauce, shocking. Just one of the worst food things I've ever put in my mouth.
I can't imagine. Yeah, those must be real weird together.
I finished eating the sandwich, but the whole time I was like, wow. It's like this must be what Gordon Ramsay feels like all the
time. Yeah. Well, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
that's it. What about you, Julia?
I've been
you got anything?
Just really trying to think about unusual food combinations, but all I can really think of, because it's kind of been on my mind a lot lately, is this thing that it just became popular, like, I think in the past year or two, but it's been around since like maybe the 90s or something. But and I've just been putting it on everything just to see what it's, well, not everything, but things that I think might be good. It might be good with, and it usually is. And I'm sure you guys have heard of this. I don't know if you've tried it, but that chili crisp stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Chili crisp.
And it's incredible because it just, you're like, well, I can't believe this hasn't been around since forever. And it's now in my life. And I'm like, I put it on stuff and I'm like, it's amazing on everything. I can't get enough of it.
I find the thing with chili crisp is on some stuff, it's really good. And on some stuff, it tastes fishy.
I don't mind a fishy flavor, yeah.
Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes it's like, I don't know if I want it on this, but I do like a good chili crisp. It's the slightly burned chilies that give that fishy flavor when mixed with things. Sometimes I don't know, but I really like.
You'll get that sometimes with the sriracha sauce.
Yeah,
it'll taste like sriracha sauce and so many things, and then you'll try it on something and it'll be like, fishy, weird.
Yeah, sriracha's another one where it's just. It's like a relatively new thing to be popular. I'm not saying it wasn't invented like ages ago, because I'm sure it was the same with chili crisp, but just to become popularized, you can get it at the grocery store, and it's you think nothing new is under the sun, but sometimes we come up with chili crisp and sriracha, and it's a wonderful world.
Yeah.
To round this one off, if nobody else has any more. Around the time, shortly before that, I guess, then when I was doing the French fries and Good and Plenty thing, I had a girlfriend around that time, and one of the things that she swore was delicious, but could never get me to try, was a mayonnaise and cinnamon sandwich.
Mayonnaise and cinnamon?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Like white bread slathered with cinnamon, slathered with mayonnaise, and then dusted with cinnamon, folded over and eaten.
Okay, is it the sugar cinnamon stuff or just plain cinnamon?
I don't know. I never tried it. I'm assuming sugar cinnamon, but, you know.
Yeah, I can't imagine it the other way, but it's just appalling.
I'm just emptying my mind palace and just honestly giving that a shot.
I can't.
So here's the thing. I've made an assessment of that.
Okay.
When I make a grilled cheese, I will use mayonnaise on the outside instead of butter.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives it a kind of slightly sort of French toast kind of vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
I did not invent that. It's the thing that I heard somewhere and then tried. And I was like, well, that spreads easier than butter, so that's how I'm doing this from now on. And one of the things I liked most as a kid was cinnamon toast. Just, butter on the toast, sprinkle some cinnamon and sugar. I think it'd be fine. I don't think you'd need the mayonnaise tang in there. I think it'd be fine.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Those curry salads, like the curry pasta salads, right? Like there's a cinnamon element to that, and it's mostly mayonnaise, right? So it'd be a bunch of different spices. It'd be curry-ish, but like I don't think that would be that bad. I don't know if it would be delicious, but can I just say I love the fact that you wouldn't try mayonnaise and cinnamon, but you ate pickled bees.
Look, these are different parts. These are different times in my life.
I know.
I was also deceived into eating bees.
It was, hey, try this, and like any polite person, he did. That was bees, motherfucker. Y'all ate bees.
There was quite that kind of malice in it, but yes, very much like that kind of scenario, yeah.
All right. Well, there. I think there it is. There's our favorite odd food combo. I used to like peanut butter on burgers, and then there's a restaurant in Halifax that just goes way the fuck overboard and ruined it for me. Ruined it.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Is it Daryl's?
Daryl's.
Too much peanut butter?
Yeah, I used to live just a block away from there, so.
Too much peanut butter.
Must have got on a bad days because I'd never had a bad Daryl's peanut butter burger.
Well,
that was also many years ago when I still lived in Halifax, so.
It's just like when it's leaking out the sides, and I'm just like, nah, I can't. I won't. But
I'll order a burger from Five Guys and add peanut butter to it.
I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't know that they had that in there, like back in the kitchen.
They don't have the peanut butter. I have my own.
What?
I'll order the burger. For delivery.
Oh my goodness. Okay, gotcha.
Like Uber Eats or something.
There
like
was
that.
there was a beautiful moment there where I understood what Luke meant about I get the burger and I add peanut butter to it, that he was adding some peanut butter. And I thought that's what you understood as well, but you said I didn't know you could do that. I thought you meant like physically like just modify a food item.
It would just slide onto the floor, like it's just frictionless, like the peanut butter on the patty or the bun. I don't know where you put the peanut butter. Wow.
For a moment I didn't understand anything. Like I was just lost. It was great.
Another thing, speaking of French fries, is I don't like putting anything. Well, yeah, I don't really like putting anything on the French fries. I just like eating plain French fries. I don't like really ketchup on it too much. I don't know how other people feel.
I've talked about Ketchup Kid on the thing before. I was at a barbecue. Kid was just covered head to toe in ketchup, and it just kind of ruined it for me. I can eat it. Like I said, I'm fairly omnivorous, but like I never again had the desire to put ketchup on anything.
I like ketchup on fries. I think I like a slightly hot mustard on fries more.
Yeah, I'm not crazy.
One of those touching the hot stove moments.
Yeah, like you got cured of whatever the ailment was that makes people like ketchup. But yeah, I'm not really super crazy about ketchup. I do find it kind of sweet and kind of a weird thing.
It's fine. Condiments are like in small amounts. I'll take them. Yeah. The second a condiment like drips, I'm out. I don't want it.
Interesting.
I'm not interested.
That's weird, but yeah, all right.
Yeah, I didn't have you pegged for someone that was not down with the drippy condiments.
I don't know. It's too much. Sometimes like
you just like not order from Carl's Jr. as a result, that sort of thing.
And it's weird because like if it's done,
you do like barbecue sauce on a burger. Or?
There's a lot of stuff that I will like. I'll like.
You like a viscous condiment?
Yeah, I like a viscous condiment. Like
you're not an au jus kind of guy.
Let's get real. Burger King puts way too much mayonnaise on their burgers, but I can forgive it.
Yeah, fair.
I can forgive it most of the time. It's fine. But yeah.
So anyway. You don't like beef dip at all then? You don't like that au jus? I love the au jus. You don't like the au jus?
Au jus fine. Oh. Au jus is meant to be drip.
But that's a dip, not a
That's
drip,
a dip. That's a dip.
I see.
This is and like a dip. That's a different thing. Dips. Like I can control the dip.
So Matt doesn't like it when something on the inside gets on the outside.
Yeah, I'm not into the sloppy. I'm not into the sloppy. But that's okay.
Do you like a sloppy Joe?
Like a sloppy Joe. Like actually, most sloppy Joes are like kind of contained weirdly. But like
depends on how much sloppy Joe you
so
put in
sloppy
your Joe.
that you eat them.
Or they're so sloppy like they're just not even an issue. It's just like eating, pasta sauce. But yeah, like I don't really care at that point. But like it's if it's
where are you on tacos?
See, now that's a whole other story.
This is the sloppy food inquisition episode.
Where are you on tacos? Tacos can be a little
messy. It's the ultimate sort of follow. An old landlady of mine used to advise me that it was the perfect first date food because everyone's honest when they're eating a taco.
Yeah.
There's no pretense to it, right? It's all you leave it all on the field.
No, that's true. Like I kind of love messy tacos. But I will pick a burrito. Because it's
between
contained.
a taco and a burrito, you'll go for the burrito.
I will generally, yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
For whatever reason, ever since I was a child, I always ate like a larger animal was chasing me and is going to take the food away. Like I eat so quickly. And I always find if I'm eating a sandwich or something, I do not put it down once I've picked it up. It always baffles me. People will like pick up a sandwich, take a bite, put it down again. Like once you embark upon the sandwich, like your hand becomes part of the structural integrity, and it's going to disintegrate if you put it down again. And I'm not about that, right? So like, I will eat the whole sandwich every time if I pick it up in the first place.
That's kind of true. I will do that too, but it depends on, again, the structural integrity of the sandwich. If it becomes too much of a nuisance to pick up every time, I'll just hold it. It's just better that way. Yeah, that's true. And that's true for burgers too.
There's something about if you're eating a big burger and you set it down and it falls apart. It's one of the things that can't be set right again. You could put the ingredients back in the exact same order. It wouldn't be the same burger.
I can't tell you
can't unring that bell.
How many times my daughter has just stopped eating a burger because that happened. It's just, she's like, I'm done. I can't deal with this anymore.
She's right.
I'm stressed.
She's right to do that.
She's like,
Speaking of dripping, though, like with the hamburgers and stuff, that's when I feel like I have to put them down. It's like if the dripping is coming down my elbow and I have to deal with it, then I have to put the thing down and deal with that and then come back to it.
It's going to get worse before it gets better.
So you're just going to let it run down your elbow and fall in your lap?
No, you are holding it at the wrong angle. you
Gravity, right.
You hold it so it drips onto the plate or whatever receptacle.
So you've got your arms butted up against the edge of the plate, or you're just holding your elbows up?
You're holding the burger as though your hands are like corn clips.
Yes, actually,
right?
that is
so
very true. Yeah.
One problem.
Either side, horizontal, directly parallel to one another.
Big key difference again. This is much like my spider research, right? Like this is very much the opinion of a person who is 6'2". Or 6'6", where like I've never met a two-handed sandwich in my life.
See what I mean? All these preconceptions.
No, you're holding the sandwich with both hands so that you've got it stabilized, so all of the goo is falling out the side that is opposite your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can barely get through any kind of meal these days without my mustache getting into it, so like, yeah, if it's got any kind of wet to it, like I'm tasting it later that day for sure.
Yeah.
The other thing is like between the long arms and the rate at which I eat, if there's something dripping down my arm, that sandwich is gone before the drip comes down off the end.
A drip down my arm is such a triggering event for me. Like I'll be like, this has ruined my whole experience. Because I blame myself. I'm like, I did something wrong. I fucked this up somehow. There was a way to avoid this, and I was just, I'm hungry. I guess I'm just gonna eat it like anyway. Sorry.
I definitely don't. I don't blame myself for a drip down the arm. I do take it as a sign to house the rest of the sandwich as quickly as possible to take care of it.
You know what? That happens. I blame myself, and then I panic, and I do exactly what you do. It's so true.
I can't do that.
I don't know that I panic so much. It's just that is what happens next. Like the thing that you do is I have a drip down my arm. I'm not the only way this burger's getting set down is in my stomach. So.
Oh, no.
So true.
When it happens to me, I have to put everything down. I have to go to the sink and wash with soap and water up to my elbows and then dry off and then reapproach.
Wow. That's great.
I don't judge. Again, like I've got big old shovel hands, right? So I can just free up a hand if I need to.
No, that's so fair.
I just try to avoid getting too much sauce in my mustache by pre-waxing, but it's never enough.
All right. I think we covered the odd food combo and then some. But
yeah, I think so.
Now for another Amon Rasked question. What's your favorite type of cake? This is from who is this from? Julia again. Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about this already, because we did talk about cake a lot. I just don't know if we ever talked about preferences.
I maybe like in like the first couple episodes where we determined she was cake. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Maybe
because we were some cake conversation that happened. I don't know if we definitively called it our favorites, and our favorites might be different today.
That's true.
From when we were playing quite
a long time ago.
That's true.
I don't know if I answered the question earlier. I'm probably going to go with like a cherry cheesecake, like a New York cheesecake, cherries on top.
Yeah, it's a solid answer. I mean, there could be some arguments that despite having cake in the name, that doesn't necessarily fit within the definition,
it's like a
the
pie.
Standard definition of a cake. But
while I'm not attempting to be difficult in it, I did think that might be the case. If cheesecakes are out, I can think harder about it.
To be fair, I would answer some kind of a cheesecake myself. Probably more of a lemon cheesecakey kind of thing for me, but yeah.
Cheesecake can kind of do no wrong.
Yeah, I like a good,
hard to do
like,
bad cheesecake.
key lime cheesecake.
Really? Everyone with cheesecake here. I see.
Well, hold on. If that's what we're doing for cheesecake, however, if I had to pick a cake with a crumb, a crumb cake, it would be like, it's going to be real boring, but I really love a good chocolate cake.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, it's a little boring. No. I mean, I like a good carrot cake, but it's really easy to mess up a carrot cake.
Well, I find buying carrot cake it's really easy to get a bad carrot cake. But I have my own recipe.
You can get such a bad carrot cake. When carrot cake is good, it is incredible. You know how bad a bad slice of chocolate cake is. If you get yourself a terrible slice of chocolate cake, you understand what the bottom bar is, and you can sort of get to terms with that. But I don't know if there's a floor to carrot cake.
No, it's probably the one where you could do it the worst. There's so many ways to go wrong.
Yeah, if you're at a place you've never been before and you order the carrot cake, it's just sort of that feeling of just like, I'm going to keep falling and I'm never going to hit the bottom.
I would never do that in a place I didn't. Unless the place was like specializing in desserts, I would never order a cheesecake. A carrot cake. If there's just too many roadblocks. The thing if it's chocolate cake, it could be kind of like not great chocolate cake, but if it's chocolate, you're kind of going to be okay with it because it's chocolate.
You'll be fine.
But with carrot cake, if that cream cheese icing can be too sweet, it could be gritty, the cake could be too dry. It's just a minefield.
My dad makes a mean carrot cake. He's got the right sort of measure with your heart mentality. Like, it seems like he's just emptying the cupboards into the cake tin and then it comes out as a carrot
Easily
cake.
Remarkable. The worst thing that can happen with a carrot cake is rancid nuts. Just nuts that are just slightly too old.
Yeah, and that's another one.
Fucks it up.
Yeah.
Fucks it up.
I'm just not a nuts in cake kind of person, honestly. Carrot cake and any cake that has nuts on it, miss me with that shit right there.
No, my cake is a chocolate cake, but it's a version of a chocolate cake where it's the one my mom would make us for our birthdays, and it was like a yellow cake where it was all like made from scratch yellow cake, and then it had a layer, like it was layered chocolate cake. Where it was a chocolate mousse. You know how awesome chocolate mousse tastes? But imagine that as the icing. And then have it between like nice moist yellow cake. It's my favorite cake of all.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The thing is, it's not really something that you would sell in stores because it's mousse, right? So it's like, it's just you put a cover on top of that, you try to put plastic wrap on top of that, it's just the mousse is just going to come off because it's just mousse. It's like that really beautifully creamy, soft kind of thing. So it doesn't travel well at all, but it's the most amazing thing I've ever had.
Right on.
One of my grandmother's recipes is what she called half-hour pudding, which is a blueberry pudding, but the sort of a bread-based baked pudding, like in the old kind of British European sense. And it's one of my younger brother's favorite things. One of mine also. Not quite a cake, but in the same vein. The reason it's relevant in this context is he always described it as an ephemeral experience. You put it in a bowl. Sometimes you pour cream or milk or something over it. But then you have seconds to eat it before it sort of equalizes in temperature into a thing you don't want to eat. And similarly, you couldn't just make it and then sell it in a store. You have to eat it hot out of the oven, leaning over the stove like an animal.
Right on.
I think I've never eaten a white cake where I've been like, that was good. I've eaten a white cake and I've gone, that's a waste of my time and calories. And I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it.
I don't feel that way.
Yeah, it's
That's the heart and soul of Christmas in Asia, right
Yeah,
there.
really, what it is it's like breathing. I might as well have just done that instead. It's how I feel.
That's how I.
Not rich enough for you.
That's how I feel about creme brulee. Like I never order creme brulee from at a restaurant. I could look. Okay, I get what creme brulee is, but the thing is, it's sugar and custard, and then it's got the caramelized top, and I can taste it already. Like I don't need to ever eat it again because I know exactly what it tastes like. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's completely forgettable.
It's burnt sugar, and that custard's okay.
Yeah, it's just like, and everyone's got the same eggs, everyone's got the same white refined sugar. Like, what is it going to taste different for, right? So I never order, and I get annoyed when I see it on a menu because I love getting dessert, but there's just no imagination to it.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think my sort of, if it's a crumb cake answer, is probably a chocolate cake, because a good slice of chocolate cake is a very remarkable thing, and a bad one is not too bad. Yeah, it's it's not going to ruin your day. I had a cake once. This is a bit of a cheesecake answer in that it is named a cake, but it is not a cake in the crumb cake sense. But a friend of mine sent me this big old sort of care package of just Asian junk food. And one of them was it was a lotus seed cake that had sort of like a paste-like structure, and it had a salted duck egg yolk in the middle.
Wow.
And it was goddamned phenomenal. And I have never seen another one in the world.
Wow.
Every now and then I'll be going through any kind of Asian grocery store where they sell just snacks and stuff like that, and I'll look around, it's like, is this it? Like, if I open this up, will it be the thing? But I couldn't bear the heartbreak if I opened up something that was similar but not right.
Yeah.
If we're talking, once again, like, it's a crumb cake, so no cheesecakes, no ice cream cake. And honestly, maybe this would still go above like an ice cream cake for me. And it's, interestingly enough, not referred to as a cake typically, but it's definitely, like, it's got the cake structure, it's got the cake crumb to it, is a lemon loaf. I'm a big fan.
Lemon loaf.
So the soft and spongy with a little bit of icing on the outside, but it's got that nice, citrusy flavor.
It's like a pound cake.
Delicious.
So is that a
a
pound cake? Pound cake, yeah. Pound cake with
I
that.
Guess so, mostly, yeah.
Does it
like a lemon soaked pound cake.
Does it have that like 4 millimeter white icing that just looked like it was like laid on like a blanket over top?
The pound or the lemon loaf that I've had is more like spread like Marmite, very very thin on the outside of it.
So I think lemon loaf often comes glazed, and I think it has
glazed.
I don't think it's as dense as a pound cake. I think a lemon loaf is and sometimes they'll go ahead and throw poppy seeds in there just to throw you.
Just to fuck with you.
Just to fuck with you. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Good though.
You don't sound enthused about it.
No,
Matt.
It's fine. I like a good lemon loaf.
I don't care for poppy seeds either. Like, just on bagels or anything. Just specks.
I mean, they are just.
I'm
specks.
not there for the poppy seeds.
They have no taste. They're.
Is it a texture thing? Is it like sprinkles? Like, that why people like them, or what? Do they actually have flavor?
They're there to fuck with you if you need to do a drug test. That's what they're there for.
That's what they're there for.
So there.
Okay.
Julia, if you're out there somewhere, that's the answer to our cake.
Yeah. What great questions those were.
What a great questions. Yeah. All right, we have a riddle, guys, from Yddras. Ooh. Amon Rask you a question.
All right. Bring it.
All right. Sorry, I thought you were going to play the theme again.
Oh, am I? I guess I am.
My bad. No, sorry. I You can tell we're getting to the end of this. I am a silent guardian standing tall. I
did the long version too.
Perfect.
Yeah. Start over.
I am a silent guardian standing tall. My arms spread wide, protecting all. In summer, I wear a verdant crown. In winter, bare branches are my gown. My skin is rough. My heart is strong. I've witnessed ages as time marches on. Birds? Oh, they nest in me. Creatures scurry below. My roots run deep where no eye can go. What am I?
I am
Your
Groot,
public library.
answer.
I am Groot. Ooh, nice. Public
I'm
library.
assuming it's like an oak tree.
Let's get creative here. All right.
Public library wasn't creative enough for you?
Public library is the only answer.
Nuclear missile silo.
Oh, beautiful, gorgeous. The way
American politics.
American politics.
Yeah, make it just a metaphor. Just say anything.
The concept of guilt. Yeah. I like it. Thanks, Yddras. Thanks. Okay, guys. The last two questions. I was going to throw another question for Glory in there from me, but we're running long. Okay, fuck it. So here's what you do. Picture it. You're single. You're ready to mingle. You're in your prime.
So not today.
Which Sierra character are you asking out on a date, and where would you take them? Who is your dream
On a date?
lady or dream man? I'm surprised we've never been asked this, but I am dying to know. Dying to know. They don't have to be a
Laura made some.
They don't have to be a main
hurtful-
character.
She made some hurtful, judgmental comments to Yvette. You know, she was sort of the silent protagonist up until that, and then she was pretty judgmental about Yvette. You know, it probably puts her out of the running for me. It just
Nobody's perfect.
Laura? Yeah.
You know. Nobody's perfect.
Laura seems like kind of a weird prude. I don't know if we would get along with that.
plucky reporter investigating mysteries could be fun. Really solid chance of getting murdered, but you know, oh well. Who wants to live forever?
Yeah, but like weirdly judgmental and
yeah. The judgmental part, that's kind of that's too bad.
Yeah.
I think Laura's quite open-minded.
And she's also like
20s.
a vegan too, isn't she?
She's
and like a teetotaler and a vegan.
Also, her taste in men sucks.
Yeah, also Steve Dorian being her like ideal dude. I don't know.
I mean, maybe just the way Matt played him, I don't know, but he just seemed kind of like a bit of a doofus.
No.
Look, I don't think that this is a Jake Ryan situation here. I'm pretty sure that Steve Dorian is just a fucking doofus and like, yeah.
Matt calls him like he sees him and he's rarely wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like, honestly, I think your characterization of Jake Ryan was correct and belongs in the canon.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Blue Force. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it appears to be the read that most people get now who have been exposed to us, according to like that one article I found that was like doing a retrospective on the Police Quest series and frequently referenced level 0 NPCs. So like that gets in people's heads. So I think that, you've established a new Jake Ryan zeitgeist.
The dialogue was just so easy to do that with.
Mm-hmm.
I like, okay, it's cheating, but I think maybe Adrian from Phantasmagoria.
Really? She does put up with a lot. She could get away with a lot.
Ah, my, like if she's used to Dawn, oh, I'm in. That's great. She's just fan self.
Yeah, she didn't do anything that, she didn't do anything that makes me think she's not a good person. She did a lot of stuff that makes me think she's an easygoing person, and a lot of stuff that makes me maybe worry a little bit about what she sees in the situation. You know,
look, that is
what are you looking at right now, Adrian, that makes you think this is safe?
that is all true. But I do appreciate a girl that can, do perform a ceremony under pressure, or some sort of ancient rite. I do like that.
She does have pretty poor judgment, though.
It's a green flag.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Well,
she shares that with horror movie protagonists in general, I think, is that neglects to bail on the situation until it's too late.
Yeah. See,
and ignores several obvious signs of the supernatural.
Like, I just do question, like, there's got to have been something, like, Don has to have been a really good guy prior to the game happening. And prior, like, not even prior to the possession, but prior to the game, because he wasn't selling me in the opening sequences of Phantasmagoria either. So that does make me question Adrian's, like, taste a little bit. But, you know.
Yeah, if he had gone through, like, some sort of midlife crisis and the whole, like, photography haunted mansion thing was new. You know?
Yeah.
And before that, it was such a great relationship, and then it was like a whole like sort of personality change thing. Maybe that was her hesitance to just bail on the obviously haunted house. It's just like, no, this will pass.
Yeah.
He was a really cool dude, and then like he had his midlife crisis, decided to like take up photography and grow a ponytail. Yeah, I could see that.
Like, my original answer, I think, was going to be Irana, but I can't. There's no way. I don't think that's happening.
You don't like work enough.
I don't.
She'd have tasks for you.
I would. There's a lot of. I feel bad.
Why
honestly.
though? Why would you feel bad? She seems kind of like a hippie. Kind of like a.
She's a little hippie, but she's also, I don't know.
She's a hippie who's going to send you on some quests.
She's an immortal elf. It's just, I don't think it's going to work. You know?
Well, the cool thing about it, though, is if you were dating Irana and it's just not a good relationship or not a good fit, you're not wasting her life.
Yeah,
right?
no, that's true.
She's got forever to live.
That's fair, yeah.
She can date you for your whole life just as like a joke or like a vacation from serious relationships.
That's true. Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm still going to stick with Adrian. All right, guys, you're up.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through this list of Sierra games.
I'm thinking, honestly, like Passionate Patty from the Leisure Suit Larry series. Smart, resourceful, doesn't have too much of a problem with dumpy video game developers. But like she was secretly a fucking undercover spy and actually very good at what she did. Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I have my answer. And it might be a bit of a cheat answer, but this is my answer nonetheless.
Okay.
King Arthur from Conquest of Camelot.
Whoa.
He's a king. He's like able-bodied and healthy and fights, and also he's like a kind of a good guy in that too. Like he does listen to people, and he seems philosophical and open-minded. And he's the king of a legendary court. So why not? I could live it up in a castle. Yeah,
get those
I could
connections.
Just do art and program computer games and be friends with Merlin. I don't know, that kind of thing. That's my answer.
Yeah,
it's a pretty sweet
that's what
deal.
I'm saying. Yeah, I think we just need to.
Who was the Quest for Glory person who was a hypnotized bandit chief for a while and then later arrived?
Elsa von Spielberg.
Elsa, yeah, the king.
She seems like interesting and capable, and also like some really terrible stuff happened to her, and she decided that wasn't going to be her life.
Yeah,
right.
She went on to compete in the Trial of Kings.
To sort of like shake the dust off your hands and will be like, well, that's just one thing that happened to me. I was a hypnotized bandit chief for a while. That's pretty hardcore. I'm going to go become king now.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm nowhere near athletic enough to be interesting for Elsa von Spielberg. And I'm not sure I would want to be third wheeled with Toro the Minotaur all the time either, so.
That is the downside. There's downsides to all of these.
There's downsides to King Arthur?
She'd be...
Well...
Well, you definitely have the Guinevere Lancelot thing that you still gotta.
That's their thing.
In this hypothetical,
but
where
he was married to her at that point. So,
in this hypothetical where I am single and lonely and taking a big old swing, then I think she's an aspirational choice.
Oh, these
right?
all. Okay. Yeah, listen.
If I could be a cool and interesting enough person that Elsa von Spielberg is like, all right, let's give you a shot. Yeah, that would feel like a win, I guess.
Give me the least cheaty Knight of the Round Table then.
I don't have a problem with the King Arthur answer.
I think
shoot for the moon.
Yeah, go for King Arthur.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's gonna have some relationship baggage because.
Oh, so we're not just assuming that he's gonna have a mistress at the same time or something.
Yeah, or like, he's just gonna be suspicious and probably a little bit damaged.
Okay, so which one of these knights then is the healthiest? Just give me the healthiest. Give me the healthiest one of those guys then. I'm not picky.
Galahad.
Just one of the.
Who was he? Was Galahad like the incorruptible one?
Yeah,
that was his thing.
Yeah,
sure, fine him. He's a knight of the Round Table, and
wow.
I could be a lady of the court. Why not?
Depending which version of the Arthurian myth is canon, there's some weird bad shit that happens in those circles. I don't recall Galahad being one of them though. I think he was kind of above that shit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Though I think was he the one who had to stay a virgin or he'd lose his power or something?
He was chaste. Yes.
Excuse me. Wait.
You're like,
yeah, no, I think he had virgin powers. I'm not positive. It might have been a different one. But Galahad, his purity might have been an aspect of his strength.
Virgin powers.
Abort! Eject!
Virgin powers.
Okay. Oh no! It says here, he's the illegitimate son of Sir Lancelot de Lac and Lady Elaine of Corbanic, and is renowned for his gallantry and purity as the most perfect of all knights. No, thank you.
Yeah, stick with Arthur.
I didn't know that he was Lancelot's son. That's new to me. I didn't know that.
Stick with Arthur. It's a good thing to do.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
Arthur keep him on the straight and narrow.
Arthur is a very good choice.
I think I could. Yeah, I mean, he might have previous baggage, but we'll work through that. And
I could fix him.
Listen,
that's a hell of a swing. Both for I'm going to marry the most famous king, and also with this mixed with the sort of the classic I can change him.
Yeah, there's no Adrian and I are not staying together. We're not long term, but I want to try to make it work. I'm gonna try. Nobody's going. Yeah.
Arthur, we'll get some palace therapist, and I don't know what. Merlin is there. Merlin can do anything. We could tell Merlin to get rid of his baggage or whatnot. I don't know.
Merlin can get it.
Maybe Merlin's cool. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, Merlin.
Maybe pick Merlin. Cool. He's just a wizard.
Yeah,
it's cool.
I think on second or third date with Elsa, I die off screen like a Krull bandit. My death, in terms of cinematography, me dying is less interesting than whatever she's doing. So it's just not in the film. She just turns around and I'm dead, and she's like, "Oh, no."
She would be sad for a little bit, but then she would get over it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, depending on how much she likes talking about, animal facts.
Listen, if I was going for the guys, I think I might have to go for Rakesh.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you
You know what? No, he might give you tasks too, because he's not going to.
I don't care.
Yeah, he's a paladin, man.
I actually think Rakesh and I would be real bad for each other.
Like a grown son that's a wizard.
A lot of laying around. A lot of eating food. A lot of delegating shit.
I mean, to be fair, if you want to just chill, marry a giant cat. Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true. Just because he says he's going to send people on quests and not do them himself doesn't mean he's going to send you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't prove yourself to be particularly worthy of questing, you know?
And like
he's going to pick the right man for the job, and that is not me. I'm fine with that, you know?
It's true. Rakesh doesn't want himself a partner who wants to go do stuff. That's not what Rakesh is about. His speed is very much lie around all the time. So that's presumably what he needs a partner to do.
That's true. Even with his canon wife Krisha, he spent most of the time either in her or just chilling in the house. So,
right? That sounds like a good deal. I'm in.
Yeah, true.
All right.
Huh.
There you go.
Yeah, that led me to think of Uhura, but I'm like, man, no, she likes to, like, she's very warlike, and yeah, it's just not gonna work.
Yeah, Uhura's Uhura's gonna want to jog in the mornings, man. Like,
Uhura's intense. Like, I'd take Katrina for, like, at least I'd die having fun. You know, she's gonna kill me for
she
sure.
She could turn you into a vampire, man.
Turn me into a vampire. She's not, though. She's definitely not gonna turn me into a vampire. She's gonna kill me.
I would thrive as a vampire. I barely ever see the sun.
Right?
There's something to be said for Questibert in that. There's several things to be said. He doesn't say anything, you know, so you don't have to like a bunch of his opinions to worry about, right?
Oh yeah.
He's very capable. He handled so many weird and complicated problems. And however weird you are, he is fundamentally a person who spent like 8 days crouched with his knees screaming at the foot of an old man's bed in the dark, picking a lock over and over again until he almost died. And then, like, drank healing potions to keep doing it. And he would just do that.
You say that like it's a vote in his favor, though.
Well, just imagine the shit you could do, right? How low
My
were the
biggest
stakes
problem
at that
with the
point?
hero is that I don't think he's that chatty. I don't think he's much of a conversationalist. Like,
no, that would have to not be what you needed out of a relationship. What you would need from dating the hero of Quest for Glory would be, you need someone once in a while to do something crazy and impossible for you. Not every day. He's too busy every day. But every now and then something happens. He breezes into town. Whatever you mentioned, he's like, yeah, sure, I'll put it on the list, and just like kills 4 dragons.
yeah, when he's not trying to climb up a tree for 5 hours or throwing 100 rocks at a wall,
or robs a bank, right? Or like helps a friend of yours who's in danger. But yeah, conversationally, it's not.
Did he ever say anything
happen.
like in the first 4 games? No, he didn't say a word.
Well, it is implied that
he's like Laura. He's like a cake person in this first word. He doesn't say anything.
Well, no, you have like the whole like tell about and ask about.
Yeah, but
so like obviously, like,
we don't know how he's doing that. Maybe he's just looking at them meaningfully and they're getting his gist. I don't know what's happening with those conversations. Maybe he's making like arm gestures. You're pointing at a book of pictures. I don't know what he's doing.
Hey, listen out there.
It's like
PCs.
Mario and Mario RPG.
On this video, give us your dream date.
Your Sierra dream date.
It doesn't have to be romantic. It just give us your dream date.
Who is your Sierra dream date, and why is it Boogle from Torrance Passage?
Why is it Boogle? Seriously, I want to know, why is it Boogle? Please. Yeah. So that's it for the Amon Rasked questions and the questions for Glory, but we have 2 questions for Krull.
Oh God, I do not have the questions for Krull thing queued up.
No. Oh.
I never built it because I didn't know we were going to need it yet.
Oh man, you always got to be ready for the questions for Krull.
I guess it's going to take slightly longer than usual because I don't have my folders open anymore. Here we go.
That's all right.
Oh, okay. Well, you get to see groove music for a second.
God, that's beautiful.
It's worth the wait.
It was worth it.
Yeah.
It was worth waiting for. We got 2 of them. Straight up, Nat Almiral, let's get Rel.
Nice.
With Krull Temper.
Sorry, I just made a noise, but I just saw his face. Sorry. Okay, continue.
We know how much you love Rel. With Krulltember approaching swiftly, what should we leave out for Rel when he visits our house?
Rat poison.
And what will Rel leave in return under the Krull ficus?
The Krull ficus.
Oh, is Krulltember
What do you
becoming
leave for Rel?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Fresh socks.
I have my answer already.
Yeah, I think Rel would want you to leave what's in your heart to leave for him.
Done.
The thing is, the rat poison's not going to work. He could foresee his own death, and he knows it's not rat poison, or he knows it is, and he'll eat it.
But he will look at it, and he'll give a little.
He'll know
a little chuckle.
He'll know he's not welcome. That's the point of that, I guess.
I think what you want to leave is a sort of powerful hydraulic jack.
So he can keep the door open.
Some sort of like Jaws of Life thing that he can use to pry magically closing doors open.
Yeah.
Okay, if I was gonna get him eye drops or something. Oh, no.
I'm gonna give him a sunglass.
A sunglass. Yeah.
Just one. Go over his ears. Cover his little eye.
I
think that's a great gift. Yeah. His little tiny eye. Or I would get him a nice little gift certificate to get himself a little haircut at a proper salon. I think he might see that as listen. I am gonna get you. I'm getting a picture of Rel, and I'm gonna change up his hair. I'm gonna give him some hot guy hair. You look at that.
I already put my hand over it. Both of them. There's like
you can't tell me that with different hair, that guy wouldn't be just next level. He's got the riz, as the kids say. And in return, I think the only thing that Rel leaves is the little 3-point trident thing that he keeps on the ends of his staff.
It gives you one of those, a huge trident
that you can just take with you. A little fork.
Yeah, either he gives you a cool really dangerous pointy cyclops spear, or he just leaves a kind word.
Yeah,
that's really what he offered. He leaves a kind word, or your gift is that one day a big door will be closing and he'll just appear and hold it open long enough for you to get in and then die. And that's what he does for everybody.
It's a little bone whistle. And it's just, it's his everyone gets one whistle. You just blow it when you need him to stop a door from
Rel will come to sacrifice his life to save to help you get through.
Yeah, like the subway's doors are closing or something.
Oh yeah. It's the most wonderful time of the year, Krulltember. Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
I would leave him nice, warm, fresh socks because the guy has to walk a lot. And like he's in a swamp. Jesus, like you're gonna want to change your socks pretty frequently there. So,
yeah, you're right.
Socks. Yeah.
I knew in the end, Julia, you'd come around and offer him something nice, and I think the eye drops are a great idea.
Yeah,
it's very sweet of you.
Thank you.
Cyclops grade.
I don't want him to trash my place or anything, so you don't
Rel will not trash your place.
What he would
Rel is
never.
Too classy of a dude.
He is.
You don't want to lose that last eye.
He is
for sure.
So classy. God, Anyway, that's one. 12-op thinks truffles.
Truffles.
Leaving truffles. Or what? Either he's leaving the truffles or we're leaving the truffles. Either way, good answer. I bet Rel loves truffles. Fuck, I bet that guy loves them.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably both kinds, too.
Yep. Oh, yeah. You give him mushroom truffles and he gives you chocolate truffles, or vice versa. It's a truffle.
There you go. He exchanges truffle for truffle.
The Krulltember truffle exchange.
Honestly, like if you sincerely gave Rel a gift, out of like sincere kindness, I don't think it would necessarily matter what you gave him, right? Like he's a very easygoing, kind of selfless sort of guy in the movie, right? It's hard to imagine him being like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? Who gives...
Yeah, but you also don't ever forget that you need to leave a carrot for his fire mares.
True.
A fire
carrot. Anyway, that's it for one. And finally, our last question for Krull. Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay. All right. 12 Op. Friend to the show.
Mm-hmm.
We love 12 Op.
We do.
Yeah. Question.
I don't have a 12 Op thing, if that's what you're like. All of them are him. So.
Oh yeah, they're all amazing. Question for Krull: can we have NP?
I didn't want to have that one queued up either, but I figured, he gets a special one.
Why not?
Yeah.
A question for Krull: can we have NPC Con coincide with an in-person Krull screening / live stream during Krulltember? That is so much to do. But luckily for you, if Julia's coming to Halifax, it will be during Krulltember.
This is true.
It would be rad to get a bunch of people and like arrange for it to play in a theater.
Oh yeah, just rent
on
the
the big
theater.
screen.
Oh, can you imagine just a 20-foot rel right there for you, Julia?
I would like that movie
yes.
so much more if he had 2 eyes or looked better or something. I don't even know what.
Well, I mean, yeah. The whole point of him is that he's really hard to look
he's
at.
He's challenging to look at.
His point is to be like, this cool kind of stoic kind of hero person, I'm assuming. But the problem is he is horrifying. It's just really scary and off-putting. And it's distracting.
I
think it's very cool.
Oh shoot!
Cool. You know what I mean?
I do think scary and Julia
just
disappeared from the call.
She has no interest.
There she is.
In entertaining this bullshit.
I didn't hang up because you said Rel was cool.
Enough, Rel.
No, I was just trying to close some windows and I accidentally pressed the wrong button. I'm so sorry.
I do think he was. When I first saw Rel, the first time I saw Krull, Matt showed it to me. And when Rel popped up, I said verbatim, there's no way that's how they wanted him to look.
No.
It's so true.
So I do think him looking slightly disturbing or scary, like characters do react to him as if a person who was disturbing or scary. If they were to do a Krull remake, they would make him look different for sure.
Oh yeah,
they would have more than sort of just prosthetics to work with. They do use some CG and some.
I feel like they would probably take it a little overboard, though.
He's not supposed.
Very.
The characters are reacting to him because he's got one eyeball in his head, and that can look fine. I'm assuming you could have a solution where that kind of looks okay, but they're not seeing what we're seeing, right? Like that's not possible, because if they did, he would not be in this. But it's just like, he's a Cyclops. People are kind of frightened because he's a huge Cyclops. It's not because of what he specifically looks like, which is like really freaky and not right.
Julia,
one eye is tough with any level of like human realism. Like it is a pretty disturbing thing to see.
I give you, it's challenging.
It is. But what I love in a meta way is like, I know you like hanging out with us. I know you.
Yes.
You appreciate our Thursday nights when we get together
so much.
And we do this, and we love having you around. It's so good. It's so nice. We love this. But I love how close of a deal breaker Rel is to all of this.
I won't look at him. Like I just won't.
So he's so close to you just being like, I don't know if I can do this anymore.
I just don't want to look at him. That's my only thing. I put my hand over it when Luke puts up that standing by thing. I just put my hand over that on the it's fine. Like, I can handle it. It's totally fine. You know?
He's so abhorrent to you.
Yes, he really is. And I'm sorry.
He is.
It's not his fault. Well, no, it's not really.
No.
It's the costumer and makeup artist people's fault. And then the director's fault for like letting that happen on the screen and stuff. No, I don't like him as a person. I'm sure he's just a fine character who had lots of positive qualities. But I will not look at him. I mean, I just.
No, that's fair. That's so fair. Love it. Well, guys, we are now running up to close to 3 hours recording in a row. So I think maybe we should probably wrap this one up.
The first hour was the last episode, so this is only 2 hour, podcast.
A 2 hour podcast to follow the last episode of this.
I mean, we covered burgers, we covered condiments, cake, cyclopses.
Lots of food related conversation.
And we could do this. We could go on like this forever, and that's what I love about just hanging out with you guys. It's like the best.
It's awesome. This is great. Yeah, I like if I didn't have to get up.
Of course,
tomorrow,
yeah. I mean, we all have our limits and stuff, but yeah, the fact that
I'd actually, on the subject of Cyclopses, I'd be curious to see Matt design us a better Cyclops, because it actually is it is a challenging thing to illustrate, and a hard thing to look at when illustrated. A lot of the time.
Do you know? I actually I did a job. I actually got paid to do this. Like in like the early 2000s, it was my career when I was working at Mutable Realms. I actually had to design a Cyclops race, and I decided that what they should have is
what is this? Is this the actor?
That's Bernard Bresslaw. That's the actor.
That's also kind of scary.
Is that Rel himself?
That's the actor.
Why is he looking like that on there?
Well, it's a glamour shot on
Yikes,
IMDb.
Man.
This is glamour shot.
You know what? I don't know. Maybe I should take back some of that stuff I said about the costumers and the makeup artist.
Whoa!
He's just kind of scary to look at him, actually. He's not ugly. He just kind of like has a look on his face like he's bugging his eyes out in this kind of a scary way. Anyway.
He is making a face, and it is slightly a scary face.
It's not a flattering picture of him. There's some nicer.
Please, can you show us a nicer picture of this poor man?
Sure. Here. There.
Okay, that's lovely. That's fine. There we go.
Oh yeah.
Pure class.
Classy.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually designed a Cyclops. I gave him like these braided like sensory organs that went down the side of his neck. And when you can't, you have no depth perception, you need other ways to sense the world.
Aww.
So that's what I did when I was working there. And I thought they looked pretty cool. I'm going to see if I can find a picture of that. Back in the old days, you could find it online, but no, those days are gone.
Yeah,
days are
and
gone.
Actually,
that was so many years ago.
There is a series of like these Greek mythology books that did do Cyclops, and they had a Cyclops on the cover, and I wasn't disturbed by that one, so I got to pull that one up and show an example of. But the thing is, think about like that Doctor Strange eye in his head and how awful that looked, and that's probably tough to do.
Some of the better depictions I've seen kind of do away with the nose.
I think maybe that. Yeah, I think the one I'm thinking of is the same way.
I did that too.
And a lot of people, a lot of artists I find struggle with the eyebrow. Like I find when a lot of people draw like beholders, like the D&D monsters, they'll give them like a big scowly single eyebrow, even though there's nothing to motivate the eyebrow down in the middle like that,
Oh yeah.
That's fascinating.
I always like to see the beholder with just a big, stupid, open eye that's like not super expressive, just. But yeah. Anyway, it's.
Oh my gosh, the one I'm thinking of also does not have a nose. Is this a thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
It feels like a reasonable choice to make when you're like, well, fuck, like I can't put the bridge of the nose when there has to be a big eye in the middle. I have to figure out some different way to do this, right?
I think when you're like illustrating a Cyclops and you sort of are using anatomy as part of your reference, then the nose is kind of one of the first things to go. Like maybe a suggestion of nostrils or something like that.
This is fascinating. Yeah, I had not thought about that. Yeah, absolutely. Huh.
So I know it's like potato quality, but I actually threw it in the level 0 Slack.
Okay.
That's the one.
Did
that's
you?
the
Okay.
one I
Wait a
did
sec,
in. Oh, you're gonna have to zoom in, like, because it's so poor quality, because it's from 2003. But like, that was my Cyclops, and I thought he turned out pretty great. Again, no nose.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Right?
Huh.
Yeah, I think it's the
Yeah.
solid move. There's a birth defect. Don't look it up. That causes Cyclopses to happen. For real. I've seen some bad corners of the internet. Don't look that one up. But it's a thing where the body doesn't symmetrize correctly, so you end up with one of quite a lot of features instead of two. In that circumstance, the specimen is generally born without a nose. Just kind of doesn't happen for them.
Yeah.
Or like a rudimentary nose rather than one with a bridge and something like that. It is a case where nature agrees with the artist there. For real, don't.
No,
don't
I'm just
look it
looking
up.
at like Cyclops images on Google, and yeah, like it's kind of shocking how a lot of these do look really freaky. Like
I think they wanted Rel to look a lot more sort of human, a lot more.
Yeah.
Like, so just move the eye up, keep the bridge for the most part, and I mean it's just we're gonna put a big old fucking eye prosthetic on your face there, buddy. So, you know.
Huh.
Don't bump into stuff.
Yeah, I think that was probably one of their mistakes because the ones that I have the least problem with are the ones that are the least human looking, for sure.
I think it's that uncanny thing. I think the people who did Rawls makeup, they wanted you to like him by the end of the movie.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's a tall order.
They missed. They're wide of the mark on that for Julia, for sure.
Yeah, I think they wanted you to like find him a little disturbing at the start, and then get to know him and be like, "Aww."
Yeah, Rel looks like a perfectly normal dude.
I love Rel.
Aside from, like, yeah, he has a Cyclops eye, but I mean, like, you know, and could probably use a bit of a haircut, but.
Oh God, looking at my cringe art from back then. All right, that's enough. That's enough. We're getting off track. All right, everybody.
Yeah,
hey,
we're
listen.
2 hours into this episode. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We're gonna be back next time.
Oh my
with
god. Oh my
Crimson
god.
Diamond.
We're taking next week off.
Yep.
Possibly the week after.
That's fine.
What we're gonna
Hard to
do.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be back for
sometime.
Sure. But hey, we're gonna read your comments. So why don't you guys let me know who your dream date is? Your Sierra dream.
Dream.
Okay, so we have. Okay, so Luke said. Okay, wait. Matt said Adrian from Phantasmagoria. Luke said the bandit lady. What's her name again?
No.
Passionate Patty. And Alex said Elsa von Spielberg. I said King
von
Arthur.
Spielberg. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Good choices all around.
Yeah.
Admittedly, my knowledge of CR characters is not necessarily
she's great.
the most encyclopedic among the NPCs.
She's really
but
cool.
I really did like her. I thought she was a cool
choice.
character.
Also, I chose as my backup Rakesh.
Yeah. Which is a good choice. Depends
Rakesh
on
is, I think it's a solid. I think you're right in that. In the long run, I don't know that would be healthy for either of you. But
I think a
I think you'd have a good
lifestyle
run.
Very good run. Yeah. But yeah, there you go. Hey everybody, thanks for everything. Thanks for sticking with us up to this point, and I'm super excited to play the Crimson Diamond.
Oh,
Me too.
boy. It's happening.
really
Oh my god! After all these years, you guys.
I can't even imagine what you must be feeling. That must be wild.
It's wild. It's like the wildest thing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think it'll be my first time playing a game I didn't work on with someone who did.
Yeah.
I mean,
it might actually be.
Well, stick and stay, everybody. We're still all really, really into you, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, go have yourself a future.
Find yourselves a tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
See you later, you pickled bees.
And that's a wrap.
Yay! That was excellent. Oh my gosh, you finished it. That's fantastic.